In this video, I'm going to be going over the top 5 best budget coaches right now in NBA 2K23 Myteam. I think it was about a week ago I did the top 5 best coaches in the game, but those included some of the most expensive coaches, like for example, Bill Russell, right? He goes for I think like over 400k, 300k. This Rudy Tomjanovich, however you say his name, he's probably the best coach in the game. So like I went over the top 5 coaches, but these were all the dark matters that are super expensive, and I did get a couple comments wondering who were the best budget coaches in the game and more affordable. So I wanted to get you guys a top 5 best budget coaches video. Now I'm not 100% sure what's considered a budget coach. I would say anything under 50k is like a budget, but a lot of these coaches will be anything around 20-25k, maybe even a little bit lower. So not really going to do it too much in order, just going to go over top 5 really good budget coaches right now in the game. So the first coach I did want to talk about is going to be Monty Williams. He's only about, I mean, you can see right here 16,000 MT, but I would say consistently about 20 to 25k at the most, and he's a really good pace and space coach. Now if you guys don't know what pace and space does give, I'll quickly just show you guys what boost pace and space does give. It gives really good speed and 3-ball for a lot of players. If we look at pace and space here, just got to find a coach, and for example we'll just do this Mark coach, the silver. So for Monty Williams, he'll be +5, and if you go ahead and look at all the positions, so for point guard, Monty Williams will give a +5 3-ball, +5 ball handle, +5 speed, and +5 perimeter. Those are the 4 notable boosts, because pass IQ and help defense IQ really doesn't matter too much. So 3-ball speed, ball handle, and perimeter defense is really good for a point guard. Same thing for a shooting guard, and same thing for a small forward. Now when you look at a center power forward type of card, he's going to give +5 interior defense, +5 perimeter, and +5 speed. So to center cards, he's not going to give a +5 3-ball, but he will give the +5 speed, and that's really helpful on cards like Taco Fall, Yao Ming, Rick Smith, those slower centers in the game. That's where Monty Williams probably is the most effective as a coach, and I think for only about, once again, 20,000 MT, going to be a super affordable coach. Now he's not a dark matter, he's definitely not a Gallic Opal or even a pink diamond, so his boost is only +5, but I think for this time of the year, +5 boost is definitely good enough with how many dark matters and just top level cards in the game there are, that I think a Monty Williams type of coach is still a really good option. Next coach I want to talk about here is going to be the exact same boost as Monty Williams, and that's going to be the Diamond Sabrina. She's going to be about 10 to 15k, maybe 20,000 MT at most, and she's also going to be that +5 pace and space, and I think she's really good for that price tag of about 15,000 MT, maybe even a little bit cheaper than Monty Williams. Another really good budget coach, I'm not sure if you consider a budget, is Sue Bird. She's about 50,000 MT normally, but once again, not really sure 100% what is considered a budget coach. I'm not going to put her in the top 5, but just to know that Sue Bird is also a really good option. I think the third best budget coach, once again not really ranked in order, is going to be this Diamond Kelsey Plum, because she has 7 seconds, and I think right now that is the best system in the game, and she's only about 10 to 15k, and I'll show you guys what 7 seconds does give. It's a little bit better than pace and space. It's very similar, except it's going to give a 3-ball and a speed to a center and power forward card, where pace and space only does give speed. So if I go to coach settings, if I go to adjust minutes and we look at Hakeem Olajuwon, if you guys remember, the Monty Williams would give +5 speed, but it wouldn't give +5 3-ball. So that's the difference between a pace and space coach and a 7 seconds, is they're basically going to be the same for a guard, for a shooting guard, a small forward. All of that is going to be very similar. It's going to give +5 3-ball, +5 speed, +5 ball handle. Sorry, +5 speed, +5 ball handle, +5 3-pointer. That's going to be basically for the point guard, shooting guard, and the point guard, shooting guard, and small forward. But then for a center and power forward card, pace and space is only going to give plus to speed, but not to 3-ball. And that's why I think 7 seconds is a little bit better, because for example, the Diamond Kelsey Plum, she's going to give a +5 speed and a +5 3-ball to a center or power forward card. So if you have a Taco Fall, you have a Yao Ming, a Rick Smith, even a Manupal, like she's going to be a little bit better, Kelsey Plum, because of 7 seconds, just because she gives the plus to the speed and the 3-ball for a center. So that's like the main difference between the two coaches. They're very similar, but that +5 3-ball could be very helpful on a Taco Fall, who only has like what, a 73 3-ball. Really helpful in cards like a Ben Simmons, stuff like that. That does get boost speed and also 3-ball as well. So I think she's probably the third best budget coach in the game. Once again, not really ranked in order. And then I think if you're looking for a defensive coach, and you want a budget option, I think it's pronounced Asia Wilson. She's a really good budget coach for defense. She's going to be about 25 to 30,000 MT. I think that'd be considered a budget coach because a lot of the coaches in the game are over 100,000 MT, so spending about 25 to 30k is pretty good for Asia Wilson. I think it's a pronouncer name, and I'll just quickly show you guys what the defensive boost does give. Now, it really depends, if you want a defensive coach or if you want an offensive one, like a pace and space or a 7 seconds. But if you're looking for defense, she's going to give +6 perimeter, +6 lateral quickness, +6 block, and +6 strength, which is super helpful to have on a lot of point guards, shooting guards, and small forwards as well. Like, getting that perimeter defense, that lateral quickness, that strength, and a block is going to make a huge difference, all at a +6. Now, for a center and power forward card, it's really not going to be too helpful because they get +6 perimeter, +6 interior defense, +6 strength, and +6 offensive rebound. But usually on a center card, all those attributes are pretty high, so I would say a defensive coach is more if you want to boost your guards, like your point guards, your shooting guards, and your small forwards. So if you have like a Taco Fall, a Yao Ming, you have these giants, you probably want to go for a pace and space or a 7 seconds coach. Maybe if you're running like a little bit more small ball of a lineup and you don't have those, center and power forward cards that need their speed and 3-ball boosted, and you have like a lot of good guards who pretty much already have max out 3-ball, max speed, max perimeter defense, max ball handle, then I think it's better to maybe go after a defensive coach like Asia Wilson. I think she's probably the best affordable budget defensive coach in my team, and I think she'll be the 4th best budget, coach in the game. Once again, not really ranked in order. And then for that 5th one, I mean, I wouldn't go for Brenna Stewart because she's post-centric. Sue Bird, like I said, if you wanted to spend a little bit more MT and go after Sue Bird, I think she's a really, really good, perimeter-centric coach, going to be very similar to Steve Kerr. If you look at Weatherspoon, she's once again going to be another Sabrina, another Monty Williams. So she's another really good budget coach for under 15,000 MT. Yeah, Sabrina, Monty Williams, and Weatherspoon, I think that's how you say her last name, are all, the exact same coach and all really good for that budget price range. Other than that, though, I don't think there's really any other really good budget coaches in the game besides those 5 or 6. Like, if you want to go for Sue Bird, you can, because then you get down to the Amethyst, and I don't think those are really too great. If you go to the Western Conference, none of these are really too good. And then if you go to the all-time NBA coaches, all of these guys are super expensive and super rare. So I'd say the top 5 best budget coaches right now in the game, not really ranked in order, but the order that I would just put it in, just like, it doesn't matter exactly what order, but Monty Williams number 1, I would say Asia Wilson number 2, I would say Sabrina and Skylar 3 and 4, and then I would say Kelsey Plum number 5. But I think Kelsey Plum might actually be the best budget coach in the game just because she's 7 seconds, and like I said, I think that's probably the best system in the game right now. So those are 5 really good budget coaches. I know 3 of them are very similar, like they're the exact same coach in the game, so that's why if you wanted to go after even a Diana, she's kind of expensive, but she's pretty good at a +6 balance. Or maybe you want to go for a Candace Parker, she's okay, but I'd stick more to like a Kelsey Plum, a Sabrina, a Weatherspoon, Asia Wilson, a Sue Bird, a Monty Williams. I think all of these coaches are super good in game, and they're a lot more affordable, and a lot of them are budget. Like, for only 10 to 15,000 MT, I would say Kelsey Plum, Sabrina, Monty Williams, Weatherspoon are all great pickups for a super cheap price, because I think +5 is definitely good enough for like how good the cards are now. I don't think you really need a +8 or a +10 for most cards in the game. But let me know in the comment section down below, maybe if I'm missing any really good budget coaches. But hopefully this video to help you guys out, and you can see, who are some really good budget coaches to add to your squad. But hopefully you guys did enjoy, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.